All right, so we should be live now. So for everybody who's already in the chat, this is a sound and audio check. I mean, a sound and video check, I should say. If you can see me and hear me clearly, please put a one in the chat. If you can see me and hear me clearly, please put a one in the chat, and I'll wait for you guys' response. Yo, what's going on, Nelson Montiero, Trevor the Crafter? All right, everybody's coming in with the ones. Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good morning. Everybody's well. And we do have an interesting news story. Personally, I'm just gonna say it off the bat. I don't know if this is true or not. That's why you see in the title that it says report Nintendo's confirming Switch 2 at the end of August 2023. So I personally don't know if this is correct or not. I don't know if this is real, but I had to report on this because hey, it just may happen. And there's a lot of sources that are backing this one up. So we'll see what happens with this. So what's going on, Barrett Bay, Gray, Cody, Ian Sketcher. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Gerald the Great, the vegan violinist. You also have Stitcho 999, Master Menos, Speedy Gelatin. We also have Angry Goat, Andrew Corniello, Eddie Dari. All right, so let's get into this, guys, because it's pretty interesting. Now, before we get things started, I do have another channel called Around the Clock Shorts. You guys can check that out here on YouTube if you want to, and I'll show that real quick too. A lot of people don't know about this. Just bear with me for a second here. All right, so like I said before, I do have another channel called Around the Clock Shorts. So if you want to check that out, you can do so. Mostly right now, I'm reporting on a bunch of Mortal Kombat 1 news because, I mean, it's super popular right now. But hey, if you want to check it out, go ahead, do so. It's all shorts videos. Subscribe if you want to. Channel is growing rapidly day by day. So hey, check it out if you want. All right, so let's get into this report here. If you guys want to donate, you can super chat me. I will acknowledge you, or you can cash at me at $ around the clock 321. You can see the information scrolling down below. So with that being said, guys, let's get into this brand new report, which actually comes from a website called Start Menu. Now, there's a couple of people already reporting on this, but from Start Menu, it states here that report Nintendo could confirm new hardware as soon as the end of August. Now, for those of you who don't know, we talked about it earlier this week in a live stream and also in some videos that is being reported by VideoGamesChronicle.com that the Switch 2 console will most likely launch at the end of next year, the second half of next year in 2024. And so far, they heard from their sources that this Switch 2 console will have a cartridge slot, which is most likely that it's going to have backwards compatibility. This Switch 2 will also have an LCD screen at launch instead of an OLED, which is pretty interesting. And that the Switch 2 will have a portable mode. So yes, the hybrid console is still going to be happening in this brand new console. I also reported yesterday that from Eurogamer, they backed up everything that Video Games Chronicle has stated, and they also heard from their internal sources close to Nintendo that this Switch 2 will be a portable console. So it will be a hybrid console according to all of these sources. And now we have this new report here, which comes from startmenu.com that says report Nintendo could confirm new hardware as soon as the end of August at Gamescom 2023. So hey, like I said before when I started this stream, I do not know if this is true or not. I do not. I'm not saying that this is true. That's why I didn't come out and say that this is confirmed by Nintendo. This is confirmed, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't. But I have to report on this because this is a very interesting story. So let's get into it. It states here, report, Nintendo could confirm new hardware as soon as end of August. Nintendo could be planning to confirm the existence of its next console at Gamescom this year, a start menu source familiar with Nintendo partner studios tells us. As reported by Video Games Chronicle and corroborated by Eurogamer, the follow up to the Switch is reportedly planned for release in the second half of 2024. Both sites have cited sources that state development studios have dev kits in hand. However, Start Menu has learned that the Japanese based firm could be confirming the existence of new hardware as soon as the end of August 2023. The source, which is in regular contact with multiple studios and platform holders across the industry, told Start Menu that Nintendo plans to announce a follow up to the Switch at Gamescom. So, this is pretty interesting. It seems like they're putting all their marbles, all their chips on the table and saying that at Gamescom 2023, Nintendo will most likely announce this brand new Switch console. So let's continue on here. The source originally tipped Start Menu off to this at the end of July 2023 due to a lack of evidence supporting the claim. However, we didn't feel comfortable reporting the story. We also felt it highly unlikely that Tokyo Company would announce the existence of a console in a European region, considering the leadership of the company is mainly centered in Japan and the USA. However, several details of Video Games Chronicles report lining up with the Start Menu sources said have convinced us that this story holds some truth to it. The source also told Start Menu they believe that several studios with close partnerships with Nintendo have received dev kits to begin familiarizing themselves with the new hardware. It is unclear if the claim of at Gamescom means that Nintendo will be holding a Nintendo Direct the week of the show, the 22nd through the 27th of August, or if the company will announce a potential Switch 2 at a Gamescom event, such as Jeff Keighley's co-run open night event on the 22nd of August. So the rest of it, I mean, is really just BS. It's really fluff. But more importantly, from what they're saying, the sources at startmenu.com has confirmed that everything that Video Game Chronicles as well as Eurogamer has stated is true, and that from what they heard, Nintendo could, and the main word here is could, may, if, whatever. They may be announcing the Switch 2 console at Gamescom 2023. Now, again, like I said, I don't know if this is true or not, but it'll be very interesting if Nintendo announces a brand new console at Gamescom or during Gamescom during a Nintendo Direct presentation. So, let me continue on here because I saw a video on YouTube when I just logged in here. Well, I didn't log in when I just tuned in here, which is very interesting. They have, and this comes from Jeff Grubb. So let me see if I can get into something here. So far, what do you guys think about this report? I mean, it's pretty interesting. I don't know if it's true, like I said, but if it happens, it will be very interesting if it did. Because before the Switch Lite came out, there were a bunch of rumors stating that the Switch Lite is going to be happening soon, and then bam, Nintendo just dropped the trailer. So we'll see. But let me share my screen here because let me turn off this music as well. Because I just saw this video pop up from Jeff Grubb, and I want to see what they're saying here. Okay. And let me see if I can fast forward through this. Does it have timestamps? It does not. So I just saw this. So we're doing this live. I didn't know anything about this video, but I want to see what he has to say about this. Okay, let me share my screen.
OLED to save cost because it's going to have that beefier.
Getting the game running well on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. You're like, yeah,
Right?
and PC for $5. So, but the difference is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which sold.
Makes sense even more.
To
Long
be
weekend.
back. Yeah, I'm happy to be back. I took some notes on. I listened to the UPF on Friday. You were surprisingly moderate on most things. Because maybe it's just a comparison to Dan. But it was funny. Like
See your Crash Bandicoot shirt.
So I'm just trying to scroll through this live stream because I really don't know what they're saying here. But it states here in the title here, Switch 2 news soon. So we'll see.
Not well. I can tell you that right now. Not well at all.
Waste resources. There are so many better things you could be doing.
Like getting the game running well on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. And just give it so much love, give it some updates, free updates. And that's where the effort should be going. This is just it's Star Wars. It's a broad.
The VGC did a report saying that Switch 2 is coming in the second half of 2023, according to sources. Some of the early details, no OLED to save cost because, it's going to have that beefier hardware. Bummer, not shocking. I wrote here it's going to have a cartridge card slot, and I was just quoting this story, but somebody scratched out cartridge, just card slot. And then it will be a portable system with docking.
Yes.
Like the Switch. Jeff, have you been hearing anything else about this? I know you were gone. What do you think of this? What's going on?
Yeah, real quick. Yes, you did say 2023. That's what's written here. He meant 2024.
I wrote wrong things all over the place. Excuse me, everybody. 2024. Thank you. I've been doing a lot of wrong dates. I said wrong years all over the place on my Disney podcast yesterday. Maybe I'm having some kind of date dyslexia or something.
Yeah, maybe it's happening to you.
Gonna have to work on that.
This it sounds just right in terms of circumstantial evidence, in terms of the stuff that we've heard, the things that we've talked about over and over and over again when we try to game it out in our brains or whatever, or on this podcast. The end of 2024 always seemed like if we were going to do a bell curve of the most likely dates, and we were I just went to the Chicago Science and Museum of Science and Industry, and they had a lot of bell curve stuff there. But if we did a bell curve, it's like we would put most of the marbles in the Q4 of next year. That's where I would put most of if I would spread my money around, that's where most of it would go. Some of it would go a little bit earlier. Some of it would go a little bit later. Maybe some of it would even go very early in 2024, but not much. Most of it's going second half 2024 for sure. That sounds right. And so if that's the case, then we are at a point where those dev kits should be out there. And that's, that's what it sounds like. Now we know this story is VGC. This is
Andy Robinson specifically.
Andy Robinson, and we know he was just traveling in Japan and probably bumped into some people, probably had some conversations. So I totally believe that he's done the legwork here to get accurate information, and that sounds right. Now,
and I believe Eurogamer also did stories saying they heard similar things. I had a beer with Andy at Moe's Tavern, so I know I can trust that.
Exactly, you can trust anybody in Moe's Tavern. But I mean, is there anything else really to say other than this makes sense, Mike?
Yeah, it just absolutely, because we are at a point where early 2024 actually almost does seem too early somehow. There's got to be a bit more of a build-up than that. And we know there's some other games coming. There's that Princess Peach game we just mentioned one part. There should be some stuff. It'll be slower, but there will be stuff to kind of get them through to the launch of this. And there usually is a bit of a quiet period before the actual launch. It seems like things are lining up in terms of what can possibly be launch games, like a 3D Mario game, like a Metroid Prime 4 and some other things. So yeah, it has seemed like a while that holiday 2024 makes the most sense. And now to hear it sounding like that is the reality makes sense even more. And, our buddy Lex Luddy over at Start Menu also said that we're hearing that an announcement could come as early as Gamescom, which is later this month.
So now they get into what they already talked about, what we already discussed, multiple videos and a live stream, that they heard the same thing from Video Games Chronicle, and they agree that the Switch 2 could be announced or revealed or I should say released at the second half of 2024. Now he's getting to what we just discussed here about startmenu.com confirming that the Switch 2 may be announced as soon as Gamescom 2023, which will be the end of August of this year. So let's continue on here.
It's worth pointing out we also have that kind of Nintendo event adjacent to PAX
happening right after that.
Right after that.
And that would be weird because that's like, if they do, okay, so if they show it off in any form, like just a JPEG, just a name, just mentioning this, and then they're going to have an event in early September, like that's not going to be there. Like the system's not going to be there, right? I mean, could it? I guess it could be, but then like
they could have some, it would be pretty
I guess
weird,
they could have hardware in a display case. Like that I could see.
In display case, and they could play a trailer for Mario Odyssey 2 or whatever it's going to be, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I could see that. It's still weird because it's like this big thing, and they're like all the questions they're going to be about this thing, and of course they're seasoned at saying we're not talking about that yet, but still, like they're going to have to say that a lot.
Right. Absolutely. So we'll see. We could be hearing about this soon.
I said this on the Bombcast. That does line up with what I've heard pretty much all year, that there would be some sort of announcement this second half into summer, basically, is what I've heard all year. It's hard to, know for sure like what's accurate there, but I'll just say again, I've heard that all year. So if that's the case, I won't be too surprised. It will still be pretty cool to see, though.
It sure is interesting that we're actually getting there, huh? I mean, at this point, the Switch has been part of like this industry for the majority of the time we've been doing this job, right? At least, right. Most of that. I mean, granted, I started even before the Wii U came out, but that was such a that had the short life cycle. Switch basically twice as long.
Yeah, so. It's like funny, like because it's like the Wii U came out, and that's really when I was getting started. I started before the Wii U as well, but it's like that's when I was getting started. And I had like went out and bought my own Wii U and stuff like that. And then of course Switch comes out, and I've been doing it long enough that Nintendo sent me a Switch, and then we pissed off Nintendo. Now they don't send me anything.
We went through the whole rigmarole with Nintendo. Yeah. Maybe we should try. Could we send them like flowers or something?
No.
Okay, so they're just rambling on right now, but it's interesting he said that, because Jeff Grubb is even saying, and hey, again, I want to make it clear that none of this information has been confirmed whatsoever, but from what he's heard, it seems to be the same thing, that Nintendo could, as early as Gamescom 2023, which will be the end of August of this year, we could get an announcement, a slight trailer, a look at the console, whatever. We could see that at this year's event. Now, again, all the other reports from Video Games Chronicle and Eurogamer state that this console will release at the end of next year, but Nintendo could announce it this year. I mean, who knows? Again, none of this information that we've been reporting on this channel about the Switch 2 so far, as well as what other people have been reporting on, either all these other different YouTubers, we don't know if any of this is true or not until Nintendo actually showcases this brand new hardware. So I want to make that very clear, guys. I know a lot of people take these videos and they run with it and say that the Switch 2 is happening this year, or it's confirmed they're going to make an announcement, or it's confirmed that it will be released at the end of next year. No, we don't know that at this point in time. So I want to make that very clear, but we will see. We will see. A lot of things seem to be happening right now as far as announcements or so rumors about the Switch 2 console. And whenever things like that happen, we get an announcement of some kind, man. We see it happen with Nintendo Directs. Whenever there's like a bunch of people corroborating on a Direct happening at this date or this week, all of a sudden Nintendo announces it out of nowhere. So I wanted to make sure that I reported on this and got my reaction on this. I could have made a video about it, but I didn't want to do that. I want to come on screen and make my full reaction about this. If you have any questions, I'll take questions for a little while, and we'll end the stream after that. So any questions for me? If not, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream here. I didn't want to make this a long stream because that's just ridiculous. Let's just report the news, get to it, and get off. I'm not a person that wants to waste anybody's time. Never been that way. So if you guys don't have any questions for me, I guess that'll be it. Hold on here. Yeah, somebody here saying, what did you, Scott said, what do you miss? You missed everything. You have to catch the replay. Dash Frame says, do you think the next Switch will have a different color scheme for its branding? I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too sure. It'll probably just be gray, or they may add blue and red. I don't know. We will see though. ET Israel says, what name do you think they'll call the Switch? A lot of people have been saying Switch Advance or Super Switch or something like that. They may go with that, or it may be a completely different name altogether. I mean, I really don't know. I really don't know. I don't want to really guess on it, but only thing I will say is that we will see. Says, like, instead of red boxes for the games, maybe a different color. I have no idea. I really don't know how to answer that. Maybe black? I don't know. What's the first thing on your Switch 2 wish list? Just for it to have backwards compatibility. But if it doesn't, I really don't care. I'm gonna be honest. If it doesn't have backwards compatibility, I really don't care. But if it does, then it's a big plus in my opinion. But it doesn't have to be honest. It really doesn't have to. Tay Rule says, I still think it's a bit too early to reveal the next console with games lineup, but Nintendo loves to be unpredictable. Yeah, hey man, you never know with Nintendo. And I see a lot of people saying that. A lot of people say that, oh, it's too early for this console to be announced. I mean, you don't know what these companies are doing behind the scenes. Like, they could announce the Switch 2 today. Of course, I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know with Nintendo. You really don't know, man. Let's see here. Do you think it will be entirely new console comes from vegan violinists? Yeah, I really do. It's gonna, from what all these people are stating, Video Games Chronicle, Eurogamer, Start Menu, Jeff Grubb, all these people, they're saying that this brand new console is gonna have a cartridge slot. It's gonna have an LCD screen at launch. It's gonna be a portable console. So yeah, it's gonna be a brand new console. You get this. Reaper of Scarlet Roses says, do you think there will be brand confusion to the general public like Wii to Wii U? I do not think so. I think that whenever Nintendo announces this brand new console, they're going to make sure that they have a lot of advertisement behind this, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all the social media platforms, as well as different commercials during like big sporting events, big soccer events / football events, football here in America, baseball, basketball. They're going to make sure that they get the branding out there the same way they did with the Super Mario Brothers movie, so that they make a big distinction between the regular Switch and this brand new console. I don't think Nintendo. One thing that a lot of people don't give credit to with Shuntaro Furukawa, the global president, is that his branding for this brand new console, the Switch, has been on point. Like, as far as social media with brand new games coming out on Twitter and everything like that, their branding has been like spotless. I mean, when there's a brand new game coming out, they've been on it. When they announced the Switch Lite, they've been on it. Like, that's one thing I can give credit to with Shuntaro Furukawa. He's very brand oriented. So I don't think that there's going to be any confusion whatsoever. I really don't. Let's see here. Netson Montiello says, I think this is just hype bait, but if this announcement does happen, it'll be awesome. Hey, man, I'm not hyping anything up. I made it very clear, and I make it very clear in my videos that I don't know if any of this information is true or not. You know, if it happens, and I'll be super excited. You know, I'll be jumping off the walls for a brand new console. So it's not hype bait coming from me personally. Maybe you mean from like the websites and other people, but not from me. Nah, I'm just keeping it real, telling you like it is. You know, and you know what's gonna happen though? Like they're gonna be it's people that's watching my live stream right now because I could see them. They're behind the scenes just looking like big YouTubers are looking at my live stream right now, and then they're gonna report on this later on today or tomorrow. Like, oh, Switch 2 may be announced, or Switch 2 confirmed announcement at the end of August. You're gonna see that confirmed announcement at the end of this month. It's gonna be all over the thumbnails and everything like that, but not me, man. I make sure that in my thumbnails, you'll see a question mark or exclamation point, whatever. And you see here, it says report, because that's exactly what it says on this website here. And let me show it for reference, because I know a lot of people are going to try to call me out on that, which is foolish in my opinion. But yeah, I see what you're saying, Nessun Montiero. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It probably is a lot of hype bait right now going on. But yeah, not for me, man. Because it says right here on this, it says right here on their website from start menu, report, Nintendo could confirm new hardware as soon as the end of August. And it'll be funny, like it would be really interesting, like a just in case scenario, if Nintendo has like a some type of direct or some type of like trailer at the end of August or beginning of September of a Switch 2. I mean, damn, man, that'll be crazy. That would be crazy. Yeah, thanks a lot, the burning motor. Yeah, I'm doing well, man, and thank you for liking all the videos. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, man, that's gonna do it for this live stream. I didn't want to make it long. I didn't want to make it an hour, even 30 minutes. I wanted to get this information out there. I hope you guys hold on. Let me answer this question real quick from Reaper of Scarlet Roses. They say, do you think there will be a price cut of the current consoles when the new console is announced? No. I don't think that when it's announced, they'll drop the price. I think that when it gets closer to the release of this brand new console, yeah, definitely. But when they announce it, nah, I don't think so at all. So yeah, man, make sure to share this live stream as well so that other people know about what's going on here. Like the live stream, it really does help out with the algorithm. And with that being said, guys, that's gonna do it for this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for everybody who came out. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.